Hi there, I'm Andrea Garvey and welcome to the Creative Spark. Every week, I'm going to share a simple 10-minute practice to help you return your sketchbook or your art journal and make space for creativity in your everyday life. I hope you enjoy them and I'll see you in the studio. Alrighty, in this Creative Spark, I'm going to just share with you a couple fun things to do when you are thinking about your blank page and you're not too sure what to do. So I grabbed a bunch of paint, and I have to tell you that I did not pick these colors sort of on purpose. I picked them because I was able to open the tops pretty easily. Some of my paint, I just can't open the tops as well anymore. So I have a violet, a fluorescent pink, and a peach tone. All three are by Nova Color. You could choose any paint you want. You could even do the same idea with watercolor, no big deal. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just opening it up, but I have a bunch of different brushes, random brushes. I don't want you to think too much about that either. And I'm just gonna make a big shape first. That's what I'm gonna do on this blank piece of paper. This is the Rangers. And I'm just gonna dip right in. Now, maybe you want to put some on palette paper. I have that right here. But for right now with my big shape, I'm going to dip it in. And I'm just going to make a big, bold move. Boom, done. There's my big shape. And I'm just going to let that be. And then I'm going to work around it. I'm just going to actually let that sort of dry and see what happens. There's a lot of already cool textures and lines. I don't know if you can see that. It's actually really kind of fun right now, but I'm going to take some of this purple, violet, and I'm going to put some down on my palette. I am now going to switch that brush. That brush was a 1-inch, by the way, a 1-inch brush. But you can do a big, bold move with any types of brushes. But I was really curious about this. This has not been used in a while, and it is got some oil on the top. So I'm just going to shake that up a little bit and grab a palette knife. You think I would have one right here, but of course I can't find one. Oops, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to just take some of this really bright color and do a little mixing and see what we come up with. Now that I've got my first mark, I just want to sort of paint around it and think about what are some small marks that I could do. I'm not trying to do anything realistic. This is all about just taking those 10 minutes and playing in your art journal, playing on a piece of watercolor paper, whatever it is. This could also all be just background for a beginning layer. And I'm just going to work with different shapes right now. I've got my big shape down, but I love how it just did this swoop. So I want to just kind of keep on making marks like that using this blended palette here. Okay, now I can make even smaller marks. I've got this other brush. This is a round. What was that one I was using, by the way? It was a 3/8 original gold. And this one is a 6 round. I know there's a lot of interest in the brushes, so sometimes I forget to tell you. All right, so now I'm just going to put some of this hot pink, fluorescent pink, and maybe make some interesting designs up here. I'm holding this brush loosely. Sometimes the way you hold the brush is going to give you different types of marks. And if you don't like when we're finished what it looks like, then cut it up, or well, you really don't want to cut up your Ranger book. Don't do that if you're using a book. But if you have a sheet of paper or you use it as, you know, a starting point for something else. One of the reasons why I love doing this type of like mindless kind of thinking is with acrylics is because you can paint over it later. It's harder to do that with watercolors. So that's just another shape added. And let's try this peach color and see what we can do. Maybe mix up all three. It's kind of a pretty lavender-ish color. So now I have a 1/4, looks like it's a angle shader, and I'm gonna make some more marks, smaller ones, just kind of filling my space. Let's get some good stuff in here. Whoopsies. Want to fill it up and try different lines. The brush, if it's really dry, you're going to have some interesting texture, as opposed to if it was wet. You can see all the little bristles on this one. Okay, I'm just kind of filling, not thinking at all. Like my brain is not even thinking like, what am I doing right now? I'm kind of just going with whatever feels good. I'm going to dip right back into that beautiful violet and add some more marks. And you could fill the whole page with this type of idea by starting with your one mark in the middle, your one big shape that you have, whatever shape that ends up being. And just take a few of the acrylic colors or watercolors, just take a few colors, mix a few of them together, and then just sort of keep playing. Like, what is a fun shape I can do with this brush? Of course, the dots are always fun. This is a 3 round. And I'm not mixing, so I'm dipping right in. I'm going to go into the negative space and fill that in. Not trying at all to make anything beautiful, just play. And we've only been doing this for about 6 or 7 minutes, and already my background is getting pretty full. While this big guy in the middle is still drying, I'm thinking about all the possibilities that you could do with having your background filled with shapes and color and lines. Just going to keep doing this for a little bit because it's fun. And let's add a few more dots in here. Let's go like that. Color that in. And let's see. I've used up, let's see, I've used 5 brushes. And now maybe I'll just take a tiny bit of time and do a couple more brush strokes. And let's mix up some of that violet and some of that pink. Just mixing that up a little bit, and then you could even go back into some areas that may be dry already and double up on your shapes. Could even go in here and color that in, that little shape in there, a little paint. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. So that was 10 minutes, but now this is what I want you to do. I want you to let it dry, okay? And then I want you to add onto it. So we've broken up our blank sheet of paper, our blank art journal. We put down some shapes. We found a few colors, but now think of the possibilities that you can do with just this page. You could add a white Signo pen or a white paint pen and add more dots. You could repeat the shapes. You could add pencils and just play around with different pencils. You could even take markers and color in the negative space. But this whole exercise right here is just to show you how you can start a blank art journal page, and then you can add on to it. You could do this even on a canvas. So I'll let this dry. I'll play around a little bit, and I'll put the picture at the end of the video so you can just see, and I hope you have fun. I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with. Also, just my creative invitation for you this week would be just like, try this, try it. You might think this is an ugly mess right now, but I just want you to try it. Find 3 colors you like, find a bunch of different random brushes, have fun, and see where it takes you. And I will see you next time. Bye.